People, Kinghuman, I'm back from Vegas. Set that down. Oh man, I'm exhausted. I haven't shaved. I haven't run the cheese grater over my head. I haven't done anything. I'm burnt. But hey, I wanted to get on this real quick because time is of the essence. I came home and in my huge backload of snail mail in my mailbox, there was a notice from an auction company that's having a pinball and arcade auction of these machines. And those of you that have followed me for a really long time know that that was the first business I ever got into as a kid in high school. I think I was a freshman. And it made me great money. It really did. I was the richest kid in my high school. I mean, every week I bought these machines. I put them out on locations. I had some in arcades and pizza parlors, and I was wanted to get into the bowling alley, but I couldn't. They wouldn't let me in there. But I bought my first machine for like $200, and I fixed it and polished it up and got it running and put it on location. And then I just reinvested in more machines. Once a week I would go down. I put it on location. Once a week I would go down and empty out the money, and I would split it with the guy who owned the location. 50-50 split. I was as fair as I could be. And even with that, I was able to buy more machines and more machines and more machines. And by the time I was a sophomore in high school, I had a big business. So it's a long story, but it was a great cash business, especially for a kid in high school who had, I couldn't get a job. This was easy. Once a week, go down, empty out the money. My girlfriend had a diamond sapphire ring. She had fur coats. I mean, I was the pimp of my school with these pinball machines. So I did a video a long time ago about this. And I got a lot of people asking me how to get into the business. Where do I find machines? What do I do? So anyway, I get this notice because I attended an auction a long time ago. And I thought I'd put it out there for you guys. So I put the information, the card that I received. I don't even know where I put it. I can't find it, or I'd show it to you here. But it's on my website, kinghuman.com. And if you click on it, it'll take you right to that auction website. They got a bunch of other auctions going on. There's a lot of opportunity in some of these auctions. So anyway, this pinball, I think it's in Anaheim in the LA area. So if you're around there, check it out. Even if you're not, you can bid online and they'll give you a whole week to get there to pick up your machine. Now, a couple of tips. As somebody who was in the business, first thing, there's things you have to beware of. When I did this business, there was not a home video game market at all. The home video game platforms did not exist. Computers didn't exist. I am old. During that time, when I was in high school, there were all these little neighborhood arcades, and that's where the little kids would go to get their game on. And no, that industry, that neighborhood arcade industry has been killed by the Wii and the PlayStation and the, all that home game shit. So if you're going to go into this business, you have to find a location where people are like a captive audience. Like, let's say, a laundromat or a pizza parlor. Bowling alley, places where, and it's going to be harder and harder to get those locations. And when you do get those locations, it's not going to bring as much money as it did when, kids couldn't play these games at home. But it'll still make a decent amount of money if you do it right, if you get the right kind of machines. Now, in my day, I had pinball machines, and those were big. They took a big footprint, and you had to move them, you constantly had to change your machines around so that they would be fresh in that location. And, it was kind of a pain. I mean, I could do it as one person. I had a van, and I had my special technique of taking off the legs and everything. Now they have video games, and the video games were pretty big. But if I were going to go into this business now, knowing now what I know about the industry, I would look for the small bar topper machines they make. And those are little machines that have multiple types of games on them. They have trivia games. It's a video platform. They have trivia games. They have gambling type games. They have all different kinds of competitive type games, and put those in locations in bars. And that's because it's easy to move. You got all these bar flies, you know, lonely guys sitting in there all day. They'll do something, you know. And I think it would be easier to secure those locations. But anyway, you guys figure it out. I've been out of the business so long, I'm not in touch with it. But that's just the kind of thing that would intrigue me, the way I would look at it. You can get into it with a small investment in these auctions because, like I said, if I was a high school kid and I could afford to buy my first machine with a couple of $100, you know, there you go. Also, I want to recommend that you guys look up a resource. It's called Replay Magazine. And that was the... I don't even know if they're still around. I'm pretty sure they are. But that was the trade magazine that I used to get. And it's got a lot of different articles on how to, you know, for people that are in the business, how to run your business, your arcade machines, what the newest machines are, all different kinds of articles. So Google Replay Magazine if you're interested in this business. Also, if you want to get that magazine, what I used to do was, and just contact them and ask for a sample copy. Sometimes I'll give you one as a courtesy. Sometimes you may have to say, I want a media kit. And a media kit means you want to advertise in their magazine. If you call up any magazine and say, I want a media kit, an advertiser's media kit, they'll send you a sample of their magazine and rates on advertising. But it's a good way to get a sample of their hardline magazine, not the online version. I don't know, maybe they have an online version. What do I know? I haven't looked at it. It's up to you to look into this stuff. I'm sick, I'm hungover from Vegas, I'm tired, and I'll talk about the whole Vegas trip when I post my video this weekend. I just wanted to get this out again because time is of the essence. Look at the date on this video, because if you're looking at it and the auction is expired, don't be asking me questions. I mean, just look, people. Open your eyes. You bother me. I'm still annoyed from Vegas. I'm sorry. But, okay, guys. Sayonara. Be good. I'm going to die to death.